Right, so I have gone live. I'm saying that out loud because I've got people in the room as well. I've told them not to be quiet. I've told them to carry on doing the work and chatting, all things like that. And we'll just all be disruptive together. So I'm making the phone and things bag today for you. The video will be on here for the next 30 days. Later on I will try and download this so I can upload it to YouTube. When it's on YouTube, it will be in the vertical portrait, should I say, layout as we're looking at it now, which some people do complain about on YouTube, but you don't have the feature to do a live with the screen turned to landscape, which on YouTube fills the screen. It's a bit of a pain, but there we are. And I just want to get this done for you because I've had 2 inquiries recently saying they're a little bit stuck on it. So I just thought the easiest thing for me to do is just to quickly make a video. I am going to cut some corners in this, but not in the bits I think might be making you struggle a little bit. And when I say cut corners, I'm not going to add all of the foams that are needed, perhaps, or the interfacings. Mainly because 1, I'm doing this for speed, so I've had to cut it out quite quickly and I want to make it quite quickly. But 2, I'm also using oilcloth, and oilcloth doesn't necessarily need it. So I'm just going to go ahead and crack straight on with this. So the first thing I need to do, and I'm also not wearing magnetic clasps on this one, I'm going to use cam snaps just so we can get on a little bit faster. Let me get my scissors. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim some of this seam allowance down, and then that'll allow me to turn it through to the right side. And on this one, I think I'm going to top stitch it. And you'll need to decide which you want to be the seam side, so like the flap that you're going to see, and which is the underside. Oh, snipping a bit close there. How you doing, Abby? So on screen right now, ladies in the room, we've got Abby, and Abby is Tanya's daughter. Tanya, who comes on a Tuesday. So she's just popped on. So I'm going to turn this through now to the right side, and then just push all these edges right out like so. And then you can take it to your iron if you want to. Missed a little bit. I'll glue it later. I'm not going to go back in. And I'm just going to top stitch that all the way around. Or we're like, no, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to be a good girl. Good girl. Just feeling for where I just missed it. Can't see it, which is annoying. I'll guess. There we go. So as a signal is a little bit slow here today. Hey, new person in the room. So that's all done, and then you can top stitch that like I say. And then I can turn this one through. Hopefully I've caught all those seams. Have a little feel first, seems to be all right. And if you've got a pokey, you can use that to really push these edges out. You don't have to top stitch these edges. In fact, I've almost immediately changed my mind. I'm not going to. I missed exactly the same bit again. Let's just do that bit again. My needle has come unthreaded. There we go. Just do that bit again. And just trim that down. Just get rid of a bit of this again. There we go. Roll that out. So we've got our 2 flaps ready now, so I can just set those to one side, all done. So turn the page. What we're doing now, straps. So what I've done on my straps already is I've just folded in, because this is a bit wide, this is 1 inch, just folded in the sort of first couple of inches, 1.5 inches, and just sewn a little box all the way around them just to flatten them so that it's narrower when they get inserted in. So that's all done, so I can put that to one side. Then we're going to come to the zip. Right, so on the zip, you've got your zip pull here. So this is the... I've sewn it onto the wrong end. Oh my lord, it's going to be one of those days, isn't it? That's so funny. I thought it was being ahead of time, but I've sewn it onto the wrong end. Okay, so let's be honest. Some days we have for those days, don't we? I did the next step on already. I've just sewn it onto the wrong end though. I'm not the only one. Jean in the room's having drama after drama as well. And I did hear Ruth just saying a minute ago, it's not your day, is it, Jean? Some days the seam and ripper is really your best friend, isn't he? Just going to unpick that. There, off. Right. There we go. Other end. Right, so what we're going to do is, with my now scruffy bit of fabric, it's a long square, you take it and you lay it over the ends so that those ends meet, and we're just going to stitch across just to hold it. Luckily we don't really see this bit of fabric, and cut it, and then when that's sewn we're going to take these 2 pieces here and flip them up, and then you can top stitch there if you want to. You don't have to. In fact, I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to sew these 2 short ends together instead. Full disclaimer, the reason why I don't want to is because my bobbin thread is a different colour from my top thread, because it's a bit lazy. And that's also why I haven't top stitched those flaps, because I'm lazy. I'm being efficient with my time. So that's done. So now we're working on the back of the bag. Okay, let me get myself organised. Bits everywhere. So we're going to need our lining piece, which is the, now is it 6.5? 6.5 by 6.5. We need that piece. We're going to need this piece, which, let me just measure it. I haven't marked anything up. You want to be doing that really. 2.5 wide by 5.5. So this is the back upper. So we don't want that one just yet. We do want this one. We're going to want this one. This one we're going to fold in half like that. Optional piece. And we do want this left hand piece. So what do we do, Lucy? We are going to take our zip that we've just done that bit with. The zip. Where have I just put my zip? There it is. And we're going to take this piece, which is like the left hand side of the pocket, and we're going to line up this like that. So can you see the zip pull is face down? And we can line up that bottom edge there if we want. And I'll pop some clips in just like I did yesterday. I'm going to use my clips today. So my zip is currently a little bit longer than's needed, but that's fine. I might just pull out of the way. Oh, it's off. Don't worry, I can get it back on again. All I'm going to do now, so can you see the zip is down, although the pull's just come off, and I'm just going to stitch down there. Get that in. We're going to sew this edge quite a few times. And do that. Okay, so it's looking like that, and now we're going to add that 6.5 inch square. So now that's like that. We're going to lay it over with this edge lined up again, and I'm going to sew that same edge again. So from the other side it looks like that. So you can go straight down the same stitch line if you want to. So that's what we've now got. So now I'm going to take this piece and what do I do? I'm trying to remember. Press it all back on itself like so, like that. You give it a little finger press, I think. And I'm just going to top stitch now down this edge. You'll see it better in a minute. I'm going to increase my stitch length now, put it up to 3.5 I think. I want this bag to be quite masculine looking. What can you see? Really nice. And then we're going to take this piece, I'll turn it around so we're on the wrong side, and we're just going to draw it over to that opposite edge, the edge we haven't sewn yet. And again, just stitch that into place. Are we following so far, girls? In the corner, they're not listening. Okay, so that's now done. So can you see we've got a pocket now that functions when I get the zip pull on? I better do that. I've wanted to use a zip pull for the longest time. It says never trust the living. We're in. That's good. Look. Never trust the living. So now we've got our pocket, you see, all ready to go. So now what we've got to do is add some width across here. And you've got a skinnier bit of fabric. It's not that chunky at all. Oh no. Going to pop in my guard. So I'm going to fold it in half. And the purpose of this is to cover the zip pull, sort of make it hidden. Now, I mean, in all fairness, you're going to see mine because it is quite a chunky girl. So what I might do is, rather than just laying it to the very edge here, I might just draw it across just a little bit. Give it a better chance of covering. Alternatively, I could have actually cut this thicker. Might just do a row of top stitching first though. There, just like that. And it will just hold it nice now. Just because I think it's really nice stitching on this. I was just telling the girls how much I love it, this machine. So I'm just going to concentrate a little bit more right now. You all right, lovey?
Yeah. Are these paper scissors?
No, the green ones are paper scissors. There we go. Don't really feel like I've done that very tidily, can't lie, but what it actually looks like, because it's not gone over, but it is stitched, it just looks like twin stitching, so it'll be fine. We're not worried. So now we're going to create that width sort of here. So just to do that, lay it over, and we're just going to sew straight back down again. Reduce my stitch length a little bit. And sew down. And when that's in place, I'll just check my stitching. I need to go a little bit further in, but then we can push it away from the zip and top stitch again. I'd recommend anybody to make this bag because it is really, really good to make as gifts for people. So that's where we're at, you see. So we've covered our zip there. And then we've got this extension piece. So we're now just going to stitch that piece down there. And all these little bits, you see, they probably would have little bits of foam on and things. But like I say, because I'm using oilcloth, I don't know that it needs it. We'll find out later, won't we, when it's done. There we go. So that's all done. There we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create it so it's longer by attaching a piece here. So I'm just going to pull this down out of my way so we don't have any whoopsie moments. I'm going to bring in this piece I already mentioned that again would normally have foam on it, and I'm just going to lay it right sides together, so it's downwards right now, and sew across. Flip it upwards, top stitch it. So I'm reducing my seam length all of the time, so I'm going up and down all the time. Just heard an ooh in the room. Stitch length up. And then, like I say, I'm just going to press this upwards. See what I mean? It's looking quite masculine, isn't it? I like it. I like it a lot. And what I'm going to do on this edge, there's one row. I'm going to do another row. That row is doing nothing on a practical level, but I just think it looks nice. And I'm just going to sew the bottom just to hold everything in place, because at the minute we've got a pocket that's kind of open. So I will just base across. And that's the back all done. Okay, so where are we in our instructions now? So basically we've got up to now instruction 12 in the book. So now we're going to attach, by the looks of things, what you can do here, because it juts out, you can just stitch down if you want to. I'll just give it a little shave, that's all. So now we're just going to get our straps that I've already done. Make sure they're not twisted. And I'm going to lay it back on top of that piece. I do like to poke out over the top, and I'm just going to stitch those into place. You alright, girls? If you lost something? The paper scissors.
These them?
There, love.
These ones?
By in front of the pillar. The minty green ones. Yeah, those.
Yeah, these ones. Oh, that's what I showed you before.
There we go. So that's the straps in. Done. Okay. I am now going to add the flap. So this is the big flap that we want. If I just show you now, this is where we're at. So the flap is going to go up and over. So it's whether I want it to be like that when it's finished, or that when it's finished. And this time around, I actually don't know, because I want that strong masculine look. I don't know whether I want just a flash of something. Girls, what do you think? Do you think I should have the flap like that on the outside, or keep it all grey on the outside?
Grey, because you're going for the masculine look.
And what do you think, Ruth?
Yeah. Well, you know me, I like colour.
Yeah.
I like the colour.
I'm going to go grey.
Yeah.
Live by the sword, die by the
If you
sword.
want it masculine, go with the grey.
When you lift it, oh, you've got it.
Yeah, and I do want it to look like, yeah, I can imagine this on a man now. So I'm just going to lay it on top. Do you know what? I'm going to top stitch it, because it's the theme throughout right now, isn't it? So I'll just up my stitch length again. Now when I top stitch, I'm only going around here, but I'm going to go across the top to start and stop it.
It's not essential.
And across. Only for a few stitches, that's all I'm doing. Like so. Just makes it look finished. And again, if you want to, do that twin row of stitching. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is take that so I can see that side of things, centralise it and stitch into place. There we go, and that is that piece all done. So that will come up and over when it's all done. So let's move on. While I'm here, I'm going to take the smaller flap and I'm going to quickly just do the same with that top stitching while the settings are all right. I'm so sorry. I haven't done this, have I? You should tell me. Such an amateur. And then across. Finish. There we go. So that one's done now. Okay, so now we have completed up to here, and we're going to move to doing this outer slip pocket. Now, all I've done, and I have added the foam at this point, we've got one longer piece. This will be on the outside. This is going to be the lining. You're not going to see much of this in all honesty. Turn the stitch length down. Stitch length back up again. And now all I'm going to do is flip this up and over until this bottom edge meets. Let me just get rid of some of this foam. So bottom edge needs to meet. And a clip. And then we can just smooth this downwards, you see. Like that. And now I'm going to top stitch down here. But again, I'll start on the side and work along. And down. Just to hold it all in together as one piece. And done. So that's the outer slip pocket now. So now we need to do the pocket that goes behind it, which effectively we're going to put our cash card into. Now this is a bit that some of you were a bit more stuck on. So let me show you. First of all, we have a piece of foam that is not attached to anything right now. Okay. And then we have our big piece of pattern that we have joined together. Remember, you must join one piece to the other. Sellotape them together to give you one long strip. Some people have not done that. I don't know why. I think the instructions are quite comprehensive, but there we go. And then we've got, I've put it as F1 and F2, fold line 1, fold line 2. Now all we need to do is, I've done little nicks in my fabric here. You just need to, the top one, assume this is the outside that we want to see, fold it so it's right side to right side. And then you can press it. I'm just going to finger press it. Then we had this one that was below it, and fold that one downwards. So can you see now we've created this little effect here? And again, I'm just going to finger press it. Like so. I'm going to go back into this piece now, and I'm going to top stitch it. There we go. Did it again. I'm going to flip that one back upwards as it was, and now I'm going to base sew the sides together. So these bits here, I'm just going to stitch those within the seam allowance so it's hidden away. And down the other side. Going already, Jean?
I'm going already, yeah.
Destructive Jean.
Yes.
She's trying to tell me in the politest way possible. She's basically damaged a whole load of needles. So that's our slip pocket, so you can put like your little cash cards in and whatever. Now you get your foam piece. Don't feel like I've cut that big enough. I wonder why. I might have picked up the wrong piece, but basically you're going to have a piece of foam that should go in on here. I'll just, what shall I do? I'll cut another piece, bear with, and all I'm going to do is now fuse it across the whole piece. It should be with inside the seam allowance. So I'm just going to go do that. Bear with. Come with me to the ironing board. Just rough cut another piece. My stomach is starting to rumble. Does that mean it's lunchtime? It's nowhere near lunchtime, surely.
35 minutes.
What time is it?
35 minutes
5
till
to
what?
12.
Till 12?
5 to 12. You didn't come on Tuesday.
So I'm just going to iron this just by sitting the iron on and letting it fuse together.
Never commit to anything because it just changes. My Tuesdays are.
Are you still here, Elaine? No, I think you've gone, haven't you? Okay. So now, yeah, that's better. So that was the right size. So we've got this piece here. Then we have got the pocket. So now we can layer them up together. So we are now on picture 18 in the book, where we're going to layer this on top, like so. And I'm just going to quickly base them together all the way around again. See ya. Bye. I'll send the bill. All the way along. So now that's just one piece of fabric, looking very smart actually. Very pleased with this. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we've got two lining pieces. So in the picture 20, you'll see that they are stripy fabrics. First thing I need to do though is quickly sew this into place, our remaining flap. So that goes on here. So let's have a flashy colour now. So centralise it and stitch into place. Going to do all cam snaps at the end, not worrying about that right now. So that's in, and now we're going to take one of our lining pieces and I'm just going to place it on top and I'm going to stitch across. Turn my stitch length down a little bit. Make sure to reverse at the start and end. So that's that one done. Ta-da! And then I'm going to revert back to this one. I'm sure that's what I do, yeah. And with the flap down, I'm going to attach this one over the top and stitch that into place. I just clip that to hold it because I've got a lot of layers here now. That's all done. Ta-da! If you want to, you can top stitch this little edge here. Just give it a little iron first. Create a little pucker there. That's annoying, isn't it? Normally, I would be unpicking this and moving it over a little. Not to worry. Let's top stitch. Get this into place. And we are nearly there. Just like that, you see. Okay, now I do say at the next step that what you want to do is make sure before we do anything else, we're going to get our strap and we're going to tuck it away into a pocket. So I'm going to open up my zip pocket on the back and I'm just going to squidge it all in out the way. Oh, I've done my zip upside down. Oh well. Okay. So we're now like that. See? And now all we're going to do is we're going to lay this one down flat and I'm going to put the other one on directly on top. So it's all the right sides together. I'm going to go to the side first, and I'm going to line up these edges here. And when they're lined, I'm going to pin them so they don't shift around. And then I'll do the same on this side too. So just make sure that line all just meets. And when you're happy, pop a pin in. Then you can go ahead and clip these edges together. So this is the oilcloth edge. And just make sure that when you're clipping and sewing, we're not catching the strap or the flap, okay? Else you will be quite sad later on. So just go around and really work at getting that nice and square. All the clips, bottom edge all aligned, and then do the same again on the lining pieces. So they're perfect, they already just naturally want to go together. It's up to you where you leave a hole for turning, but you are going to need one. I think what I'm going to do on this occasion, I'm going to leave it down the side just so I've got extra space. So now what we're going to do is I'll start somewhere up here near the join instead. I'm going to take a healthier seam allowance now, meaning a little bit more than the 1/4 inch, and I'm going to work my way around. But keep feeling all the time that you're not catching the flap or the straps. Work your way around. Go back a little bit there and up. Hopefully you can see. Going careful again because I can feel something underneath there. And down into the lining. I'm going to go to the corner, across, and we'll go up and reverse and cut. So that's all done. So now what we need to do is cut off our corners. These scissors really magnetise. So just cut off the corners. And then you can go in, let me get rid of these threads quickly, go into the little hole that you left. Let's turn this around a minute. Hole that you left. So when I thought my zip was upside down and I redid it, it wasn't upside down. That's basically what happened there. And you just need to start working this through. Bit of a game. It's not ever so malleable, this one, because it's got that oilcloth and it will crease. But the thing about the oilcloth is that if you just want to hover the iron over it, it will evenly distribute the waxes again and smooth it back out when it's done, which I love. Love, love, love. It's going to take me a minute, so you know, chat amongst yourselves. Got Ruth in the corner now. She's doing her Manx log cabin. She's doing lots of Manx log cabins to turn into a jacket. Very clever.
It's sleeveless, it's a waistcoat.
A gilet.
Gilet.
A gilet.
A gilet.
Oof. Right, we're part way there. Oof. Get the straps, pull them out. Pull this bit out. It's all coming. The worst bit is when you find that you turn it through and you missed a bit. Then you've got to get all back in again. Disclaimer, I'm probably not going to. Just need to try and get my hand in, or a pokey thing, to push those corners out. Feels very nice. I think the top stitching in this is where the real detail is this time around. Definitely need to just get a little, let me get one. I can get down into the corners now a bit better, because you want to get that out. So I feel like I've made this in under an hour perhaps. Do we agree?
Yeah. 35 minutes.
No, no way. 35 minutes. And all I got to do is get the cam snaps in, which is a doddle. So all I need to quickly do now is sew my hole closed, which you can use some hand stitching if you want, but I'm just gonna, just as I did yesterday in the video for the other make, just pull them together. I'm going to sew them. And cut. Get rid of the threads. And then you can just push that back inside. Can I borrow your phone, Ruth? So I can demonstrate the phone being a phone holder, the bag being a phone holder even. Get rid of the little thread there. Ta-da! Ta-da! So we've got our little bit in there to put our cards in, and our hand cream and our tissue and our sunglasses. We drop the flap down, which will be cam snapped into position, and a phone inside there. And there. There we go. All done. One phone bag. Cam snaps are very easy to get in. Obviously, just follow your manufacturer's instructions, but you're going to do all of it through this layer here. Don't catch your little slip, it just all happens here. Lay it over, get this piece in first, and then flip it back to see the point that it's coming out, and draw a little marking on here to get the other bit in. But that's it, you're done. Phone bag made. I hope you found that useful, and have a go at making one, loads, 5. They're great. Thanks for watching.